Hello, I am Davina, and hello to all of you. Very, very bold, brilliant, and beautiful souls and evolving souls. I haven't done a video for a while. Um, yeah, today I want to talk about the internal conflict that happens between living with integrity and the terror of abandonment. Living with integrity and authenticity and the fear of abandonment. And as a child, I guess fawning, I don't know, kind of yeah, fawning and the terror of abandonment. As a child, we were forced into fawning and being forced into fawning because we were shamed. We were forced to fawn, and therefore, of course, we faced terror of abandonment. I'm realizing more and more the depth of this terror. It is like, um, it's just like a vice, it's like something that is gripped, gripped me, and even with layers and layers and layers and layers coming off, there's still the terror every single day, like pretty much all day. And and as a child, that we have to abandon ourselves. We are forced to abandon our integrity and authenticity. Well, because our parents, of course, are shaming us for being our true selves. They're shaming everything about us that is natural and human and childlike, having feelings, being curious, experimenting with things, all these very normal human things, having weaknesses, having vulnerabilities, having strength and boldness and joy is also shamed. And we are also, of course, blamed, especially as scapegoats. And and so yeah, we fear for our lives. It is it's we fear for our lives that showing this our authentic self and our vulnerabilities and our you know being integrity, like our showing like being integrity, holding our boundaries, trying to hold our boundaries as children is impossible when you have a narcissistic parent or more, like two of them, um because they will disregard all of, or most, probably almost all of your boundaries are being disregarded. Your needs are being um, dismissed, they're silly, you're too needy, you're whatever, you've heard it all. And so, of course, we face this really like this conundrum when we start to come out of the trauma, is that the fear of abandonment is so incredibly intense. The shame and the blame and the terror of abandonment, so intense that we continue to live from this fear, right? Thinking that we're going to be abandoned, rejected, tossed out on the street if we show ourselves, if we show up and we voice our needs, or we speak a boundary, or, we're just a vulnerable human. Um, and I'm discovering that feeling useless, wow, that's one of the one of the scariest things. I think it's the scariest thing if you're a child of a narcissist, because the only reason they want you around is because is for you to be useful to them. You're like a slave. You're literally like a slave to the narcissist. So yeah, this fear of abandonment is like so deeply ingrained in our bodies and our minds. And we live from this, of course, this survival mode where we feel like we have to constantly be like, how should I be and what should I do and how should I change and contort myself and hide and pretend and prove and please and everything for our fucking parent, so-called parent abusers, right? And this is intense brainwashing. It's a 180, right? We think that being ourselves is incredibly dangerous, that we will be abandoned. And for a child, being abandoned is like, yeah, akin to death, right? If you're a year old and your parents abandon you, you're not going to last, right? You're not going to survive. You're not going to live because you need them for so like almost everything. You're so dependent. Um, and so when we start to come out of this brainwashing, it just gets even more kind of painful because you start to see all the ways that you're people pleasing, and you start to see how the fear of abandonment is like controlling your life kind of thing. Like it controls anyway so much of my own, behaviors, and I don't know how to act otherwise. Like I realize like I've just been struggling with with employment for so long, and yeah, just it's just such a, I can't explain it, but it's like feeling these two different opposing things. And lately I had kind of an epiphany where I was just like, oh, but I can live with my integrity and I can hold my boundaries and my needs matter. And sometimes that feels very strong when I'm in my power, and but I get scared because it doesn't like, can I really? Can I really just like have my needs met? And like I doubt that, and because that fear and that fawning is so strong. Like that fawning is just like I hear these fawning thoughts in my head like all the time. If I'm just meditating, it'll just be like, especially if I'm on flop, it's just like the fawning just comes up and again and again. And that's why I'm trying not to do too many videos, because even videos, everything feels like fawning lately, just everything. Um, any kind of communication with any human or any interaction, it just feels like fawning. All jobs to me now, it's just everything feels like fawning, pleasing and serving. And like, I just want to take care of myself and heal and get better so that I can maybe have something to offer, the world. But if you're in this struggle and it becomes harder almost because the stronger you start to, the shame starts to dissipate, and so you start to feel more like worthy, and so you want to be in your integrity, you want to be authentic, but then that the fear is still so strong, that terror is still so powerful, so yeah, just overpowering and so consuming. It can be hard to figure out how to act with your authenticity, with your integrity, but just, keep on trying, keep trying to make those little steps. And it's like little ones in the beginning, I think, or at least for me, taking little steps to like set boundaries and just really show up as myself, and very, very, very difficult. We have been brainwashed to hide ourselves, to try to be something else, be someone else. We feel so much shame. Like I'm just like, the shame again is just so, again, so powerful. It's twisted in with the fear, and the shame is just so intense, um, that we can't, like, it can be really hard to get through that, to like live in a different way. How do you live in a different way when your thoughts and your body is just so consumed with all of this? But keep, as I said, keep trying to make those little steps. Like everything begins to tell your subconscious that it is safe. It's safe now. It's safe to be who you are. It's safe to be authentic. It's safe to set boundaries. It's safe to honor your needs. And it can be very, very, again, difficult to fully like feel this. So we had to kind of operate under like just sort of a faith, really, a faith that we are valuable, that we are precious, and it comes little by little, and we start to feel more and more valuable, more and more precious, more and more important. um and it just takes so much time, and I just want to say, like, as always, just like hold on. So at the same time you're trying to let go, you're also like hold on and just, I don't know. As I said before, just keep going. And yeah, as always, sending you so many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And I'm Davina at Boldness Blooming. Thank you for watching.